Yeah, it's tough. I feel it's pretty surreal feeling. Just it's kind of hard to put into words right now. But yeah, it's just yeah. This whole season comes down to one game, and then you look back and it's like a few plays. Your whole season comes down to a few plays, and we just weren't able to make them. So it's, of course, you're thinking about if you did things differently, and if one play went a little differently, or if you weren't in certain situations or whatever. You think about all that, and that's the hardest part about losing games like this is you go back and you replay everything, and it's kind of, I still got, it hasn't even really set in yet that, we're done, not going to be playing anymore this year. So it's going to be a long off season. But, yeah, it's tough to put into words right now.
Speaking of one play, Doug said for you, it was your call at the goal line to go ahead with the outstretch. Did you just kind of, even though you had a full yard to go, did you just feel like with your length, it's worked before?
Yeah, that's one of those plays like we talked about, or like I just said. I've scored on it 4 or 5 times and didn't on that one. So it's unfortunate, and it's something I can learn from. And maybe that situation you just let the play ride and hope you get in, and let the guys up front do their job and the running backs and all that. And don't try to take that into my own hands. That's something I got to watch it and make that decision, but it's done now. I made the decision, and they trust me with those things, and didn't work. So, I got to take accountability for that, and, at the end of the day, it's on me if I decide to do it and don't get in. It's one of those plays, if you do it, you better score, and I didn't, so it's unfortunate.
On the interception to Zay, was that a timing thing or just a throw that got away from you? And can you talk about how difficult it was to be in sync today with all the practices that you haven't been able to go through?
I think it's, a little bit of timing stuff on that particular play. I don't think it has anything to do with the, practice or anything like that. But, a little bit of timing stuff. I missed it inside. We weren't 100% on the same page there. But at the end of the day, I just missed the throw inside, and just not a good throw. So, that's a play that they made. And so I think we had 2 turnovers almost back-to-back there in the first half. So, it's just bad on me, missed the throw, left it inside, and, had them for a completion if I throw it outside, so just missed it.
Trevor, how much of a missed opportunity is this with the talent you guys had in the room?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think that's what sucks the most is, we feel like we have a great team and have the pieces, and especially think about guys like Christian's coming back next week, and hopefully, things like that. And it hurts, it hurts to not be able to finish. And you look at where we were at one point in this season, and just finished really, really poorly and kind of, gave it away. So there's so many things you look at, and it's disappointing and frustrating. And we have a lot of really great players, and I think we have the potential to be a great team. We didn't finish the year that way. I think we were headed towards that halfway through the season, and for whatever reason, just didn't finish well. That's something we all got to look at, and individually, and say, what can I do better? That's how you get better as a team. And golly, it's super frustrating, and just not even. It is frustrating, but it just hurts. You put in so much time, and then there's just nothing to show for it. You put in so much work from starting in April, but really starting training camp in July, and it's just done now. So that's what. This one will sit and it'll sting for a while, and it should. So hopefully this just propels us forward, and got to learn from it. I think we have the pieces to be a special group, special team. We can go really far, and but that doesn't make you feel better now. But we got to learn from this, and you gotta use this as a learning lesson and get better from it.
Same group of guys, but a different year, but essentially same group of guys that was able to kind of close the end of last season. Why this group unable to find that spark and unable to get that done?
Yeah, every year's different. We talked about even after the game, what it took last year wasn't what it took this year. It took more. We finished 9-8 both years, and it took more this year. We didn't do enough. So it's just this league it's a crazy league, and every week you have to do everything you can to bring your best, and we didn't do that today. And you look back at the last 6 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. Felt like we didn't do that in a lot of those weeks. So, yeah, it's going to sting, and we're going to all have to take accountability and, kind of live and sit with that for the whole off season. And I know it's disappointing for me. I feel like I didn't do everything that I could have done today to help us win, and didn't feel like I played my best. So hurts, but at the end of the day, that's what you put on the field. That's what we did. We got to live with the result, and we got to use it to make us better.
Following up on that, do you feel like this team sort of settled at 8-3? Everything was gonna kind of fall into place.
Yeah, it's hard to say, and not really. I don't think that. I think it's just this league is funny. It's hard to win, and for some reason, we just didn't play as good as a team as the season went on. When we needed it, when we needed to be our best, we weren't. And last year was the opposite. When we needed to be our best and absolutely had to have it, we were, and we found a way to win up until the divisional. So, yeah, it's you just have to bring that every week, and there was a disconnect somewhere, and obviously we weren't able to put that on the field in the back half of the season like we needed to give ourselves a chance to make the playoffs and go on a run. And it definitely sucks though.
How much did the injuries impact you down the home stretch of the season?
I mean, there's no excuses. Of course, injuries impact us. Injuries impact every team at this point in the year. But that being said, I mean, the Titans are injured. They're banged up. They've had a lot of injuries this year. You look at teams all across the league, and it's football. This stuff's going to happen, and you got to find ways to win despite having guys injured, having guys out, having guys banged up. And I don't think we did a good enough job of that this year of just, finding ways to win regardless of the circumstances. Whatever that was, I thought we had a good mindset. I thought every week we came in and we put our best foot forward in preparing. And that didn't always show on Sundays, and we got to look at that and think of what we can do better. So, it's unfortunate, and it's going to hurt for a while, and it's kind of got to let it set in for a couple of days.
All right, one more.
Did you feel good about this team? What do you say to the guys around you, your offense in particular, to pick them up in this obviously dark moment?
The words now don't really mean much. You're kind of still, it's fresh, and everyone's going to deal with this their own way. And you should, and everyone does, but you should feel sick, and you should feel disappointed and frustrated in yourself and our offense and the team, everything. Because like I said, you put in so much work, and then for it all to, coming in here, we win, we're making the playoffs, we got a home playoff game, we're leaving here, going home, and we're done. So that's a big change on kind of what you're expecting and what you're thinking you're about to do, and then to not get the result. But I just told the guys at this point, I love them, I appreciate them. We're not going to dive into the game right now and all the things that coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I appreciate those guys. They put in a lot of work, and we've put in a lot of work. We've sacrificed a lot. Guys have played through a lot of injuries. It's been a tough year in that regard, and a lot of times you guys don't always get to see, and people on the outside don't get to see what guys do to play well, to be there for their team. It happens across the league, but I'm just proud of those guys. And it sucks right now. We didn't get the result we wanted, but now's not the time to kind of get into all that. We will here shortly. I'm sure tomorrow will be tough meetings. But today, we got to just kind of pick each other up. I don't think you need to pile on right now. We all understand where we're at and how disappointing it is, the finish that we had this year, and we got to be better. So,
Thanks, Trevor.
yeah, thank you all. I appreciate it.